So I just tried to show you how you can actually send this section back up using the margin section, because using the margin section, when you understand how to play around with it, you're going to build very nice websites. So we actually have here, if I click on this section, I give it a negative margin, such a way that instead of it creating a margin coming from, so if I give it a positive 30, you see that it breaks it down. If I give it a negative 30, you see that it takes it up. So in this case here, I'm either just going to keep it at 30, or let me just reduce it to something like 10, so that we have this little separation here. You can go ahead, customize it, play around with it to look like what you want. So the next thing I'm going to be adding here is a title. Already have a title, a headline, you can call it any way you want to call it. So I'm going to be trying to customize this title to look like our website. So I will not be adding so much fancy to it. I'll just change the color to something blue. So if I take it up here, I think we'll have some blue. I think we'll have something blue. And the next thing I'm going to be doing to it is to add the size so that it's bigger. Instead of H2, I'm going to take H1. I think it's bigger this way. And another thing that you can do to this text here, if I come to the style section, you're going to see that we have topography. As you know, talk about topography actually helps you to customize the fonts, customize the weight, transform, a lot of things that you can do with text manipulation. So it will be very exciting if you play around with it. And there are many fonts here, but in most of the cases when you're building a website, you don't use any kind of fonts, at least something responsible or something professional. In this case, I'll just keep it this way for illustration purposes. And I think that once we have that there, okay, to try to play around with this to still have this section here, I was thinking of deleting this, but I'm just going to go ahead and delete this image here, so that we'll have a video. Maybe this video is explaining about maybe that issue, any kind of thing about any kind of thing. You're just building a website, you have to be creative. And before building any kind of website, make sure you have something, you are following a pattern. Don't just go ahead and enter Elementor to build, because it's going to take you a lot of time. When you have a pattern and a structure or a sample you're working on, it's really going to save you a lot of time. So if you want to customize this video, another thing I can do to this video is for me to actually, let me say, reducing the height. Let me see if it's going to be possible here. Reducing the height, is definitely going to be possible. You just need to know how to, okay, we have our video this way. It's not really bad, but you're going to play around with it to have the results you want to add. So well, I'm going to take off this section, and I'm going to add a new section here. This section can just be a random section having some text about the companies or something. Let's say this is a company website. Another thing you can actually add here is an image carousel. So this image carousel here now is going to carry their partners or their, let me just show you a lot of things to see on different websites that you can actually do easily in Elementor. So I'm going to select image carousel here. When I drag it and drop, I'm going to go now and add so many images, and in this case here I'll try to look for images that look like brand logos and stuff like that. So I'm going to insert at least 4, add to gallery. I'm going to select again another image. I'll just end it at 3, add another image, because most of the time that we use about 4, and you can actually just have 2, 3 depending on the customization, the way you want to look, stuff like that. So now I'm going to insert the gallery now, and as you can see, we have this section here that you see on many websites showing maybe our partners. So what you can do is also add here, and the single section now we're going to go ahead and add a heading. So in this heading now you can go ahead and type. So that's how this kind of section is always built on almost every website. Oh, definitely, let me try to type it out. So once we have this now, I can now centralize it. I can change it to maybe something H1. I always like my titles to be very bold. Can go ahead and go to the style and customize the color to something blue, and that's just the whole idea about working with this. So if you have any questions, I'm always there to answer you. And as you can see now, if we preview our page, let's take a preview of this page, you see that we have something looking like a website here. I'm still going to add the header, and once you add the footer, you see that we have something like this. So you scroll here, this is already a website that we have. So I'm going to go back to Elementor, and all you need to do now is click on update, and anywhere in the world, wheresoever they are, if they go now to the about section and go to this page, they're going to see a website live on the internet. So that's it about this section. If you think that you have not understood anything, you just need to go around, practice, play around with it, and we're going to build very nice and fancy websites in Elementor. So see you in the next chapter.